When a heartbroken mother returned home with her son, who had been declared brain dead, her family began making preparations for his funeral. They were all set to bid farewell to the young man when the mom noticed something startling. Miracles happen every day, and some of them are so inexplicable that they defy logical reasoning and rationality. If we look around us, we'll realize how life is filled with endless moments of wonder, awe, and surprise. Sometimes people experience something incredibly heartwarming in moments when hope and happiness seem too far-fetched. Interestingly, an Indian mother underwent something similar, and her remarkable story is worth reading. Saidama was an agricultural laborer and a mother of 2 sons, Satish and Gandham Kiran. She lost her husband, Upender, in 2005 due to his worsening health and had been taking care of her boys alone since then. The family lived in the Palalamari village of Telangana's Suryapet district. Back in 2019, Saidama's son, Kiran, complained of high fever and vomiting and was hurried to a government hospital on June 26th. After a thorough examination, the doctors admitted Kiran to the hospital and told Saidama that he was suffering from dengue and jaundice. They informed the Telangana mom a few days later that her son had tested positive for hepatitis B. A senior citizen from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, was declared dead by the Canada Revenue Agency twice within 10 months. The then 18-year-old Kiran's health rapidly deteriorated, becoming fragile with time. Meanwhile, a distraught Saidama prayed wholeheartedly for her son's rapid recovery, utterly oblivious to what fate had in store for her. Much to her dismay, Kiran's health continued to decline, and nothing seemed to help him get better. The mom of 2 told the Hindustan Times, Kiran's condition turned critical on June 28th, and following the doctor's advice, we shifted him to a corporate hospital in Hyderabad. There, he slipped into a coma, and on July 3rd, the doctors told us that my son is brain dead and there were no chances of his survival. On July 3rd, the doctors informed Saidama that her young son was brain dead and she should let him go peacefully. Despite the doctor's suggestion, the devastated mom refused to take Kiran off life support and brought him home. She recalled, "I wanted my son to breathe his last at our place in the village, so we brought him home along with the life support system late in the evening." When Saidama returned home with her teenage son in a vegetative state, her relatives began preparing for the funeral. The family put up a banner to pay tribute to Kiran, set up a tent, and arranged firewood and other materials for his farewell ceremony. Saidama recollected, "All the friends and relatives gathered at my house to pay condolences all through the night. But late at night, on July 3rd, something unusual happened. As the grief-stricken mom stood beside her supposedly dead son wrapped in his cremation cloth, she noticed something astonishing. Tears were streaming from the corners of his eyes. Saidama recounted, "I was shocked and alerted my relatives, who immediately called a local medical practitioner. He told us that my son's pulse was still beating and appreciated us for not removing the ventilator." The local registered medical practitioner, G. Rajababu Reddy, remembered the shocking incident in these words. Kiran had a very faint pulse. I immediately contacted his doctor in Hyderabad and informed him about the situation. He advised me to give 4 injections to the patient. The villagers took Kiran to the Suryapet hospital again, where doctors treated him in consultation with medical experts from Hyderabad. The delightful mother expressed that her son started talking within 3 days of his remarkable recovery. The doctors also advised Saidama to continue Kiran's treatment until he fully recovered. Whether you call it a miracle or the power of a mother's love, this heartwarming incident proves that sometimes even the impossible becomes possible most unusually. In 2020, a similar scenario occurred in the Kapkadet Hospital in Kericho County of Kenya, where Peter Keegan was taken after being announced dead. The man collapsed at his home and his family brought him to the hospital. He was later transferred to the morgue. When the workers laid him on the funeral pyre, he suddenly regained consciousness while crying in pain. The incident happened 3 hours after he was presumed to be dead. The Kenyan man thanked God and vowed to serve him for his remaining life. Surprisingly, Kiran and Kigen weren't the only ones who regained consciousness after being presumed dead. A senior citizen from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, was declared dead by the Canada Revenue Agency twice within 10 months. Beyond shocking was that the elderly lady, Mary Jabot, was alive and well and living in a personal care facility. Her son, Dave Jabolt, was baffled when he received a letter from CRA twice addressed to the estate of the late Mary Jabolt. He told CBC News, "I see her every day. I take care of her, so my fear wasn't that she had died. The first thing I thought of was I have an uphill battle in front of me." Dave stated that it took him several weeks and endless hours of phone calls and lost income to get his mom reclassified as alive. The Canadian man explained that he had to provide proof that he had the power of attorney twice, which left him frustrated. Dave added, "So very frustrating, but what they're asking for, they're not going to get. I'm not going to pay them CRA back money that she's Mary's entitled to."